Good morning, everyone. I hope this day finds you well. It is a great day, an outstanding day to be alive. Okay, so good morning to you. Hope this day, at least if you woke up this morning, you're on this side of the ground and the ground's not on top of you. I would say that it is a fantastic day. It is a great day to be alive because last night somebody went to sleep, did not wake up this morning. So you have much to be thankful for. You get a second chance, one more chance to get it right. At least try to get it right anyway. I don't know if we ever get it right, but at least we try to get it right. Okay. Good morning to you. All right. It's time to rise and shine. And of course, it is time for your weather so you can see what's going on right now in the weather. Okay. Let's take a look at it. As you rise and shine this morning, it is 74 degrees outside in the capital city. For the rest of the day, it looks like it's going to be cloudy skies this morning, followed by scattered showers and thunderstorms. During the afternoon, high around 84 degrees, winds west-northwest at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain today, 60%. On tonight, a little bit more, 75% chance of rain. It's probably going to rain. Showers this evening, becoming a steady rain overnight. We need it. 71 degrees is your low tonight. Winds light and variable. On tomorrow, if the weatherman is what he says is right, then it looks like it's going to be 89% chance of rain early, then remaining cloudy with thunderstorms for the most part tomorrow. That's what the weather guy said. I'm the weather guy right now. I'm just telling you what the weather guy told me. So I'm just saying that. But right now, it's a great day to be alive. Wouldn't you agree? On top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of us. Good morning. It's time for our daily bread. A word from on high. Something that will change your perspective, or at least give you a new one. We got a lot of things to talk about today. A couple of videos I want to show you and all that good stuff. Oh yeah. You won't believe what happened at the Montgomery Police Department. You just won't believe it. You just won't believe it. On the grounds of the Montgomery Police Department, not at the police department itself. So hang loose. We'll be back. Our daily bread. We need our daily bread. Did you go to church yesterday? Anybody? Y'all didn't skip on church yesterday, did you? I hope you did. Because you need that. You need that. Okay. Trust me, you do. All right. So we'll be back right after this. All right. Look, don't go no place. We'll be back. I hope. Anyway.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. My name is Xochitl Dixon. Today, in Resilient Faith, I share a story that helped me become more confident in the security of my hope in Jesus. Towering dunes along the north shore of Silver Lake put nearby homes at risk of sinking into shifting sands. Though residents tried moving mounds of sand in efforts to protect their homes, they watched helplessly as well-built houses were buried right before their eyes. As a local sheriff oversaw the cleanup of a recently destroyed cottage, he affirmed the process couldn't be prevented. No matter how hard homeowners tried to avoid the dangers of these unsteady embankments, the dunes simply couldn't provide a strong foundational support. Jesus knew the futility of building a house on sand. After warning the disciples to be wary of false prophets, he assured them that loving obedience demonstrates wisdom. He said that everyone who hears his words and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The one who hears God's words and chooses not to put them into practice, however, is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. When circumstances feel like shifting sands burying us under the weight of affliction or worries, we can place our hope in Christ, our rock. He will help us develop resilient faith built on the unshakable foundation of His unchanging character. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Matthew chapter 7, verses 24 to 27. Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house. Yet it did not fall, because it had its foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell with a great crash. Let's pray. Jesus, thanks for remaining the same, unchanging and faithful and true to your word, yesterday, today, and forever. Please help us develop resilient faith. Empower us to demonstrate our trust through loving obedience to you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries. Welcome to today's encouragement.
And don't forget, it is the 251st birthday of the United States Army. And of course, I had a couple of years in there. I'm just saying. Okay, that's enough. That's right. That's right. It is the birthday of the United States Army this month. So we just want to, we're older than the United States itself. When I say we, I mean us. Okay, I'm part of the family. Okay, Been part of the family for a long time, as a matter of fact. I appreciate it. Anyway, good morning. Let me get that camera back on. So, good morning. Now, today we are going to have a little thing before we get into any serious conversation this morning. It's Monday, so I had to put on my little thing here. A story of redemption, second chances, and I think you'll enjoy it. You probably heard it before, but you never ever get tired of hearing this. Okay, it is a great day, an awesome day to be alive. So when you get down and when you think the whole world's against you, when you think nothing could get worse, just always remember that it's always somebody, someplace has it worse than you. And I play these things on Monday, hopefully to encourage you and let you know that you're not out there by yourself and you're not the only one going through something. Every last one of us, everybody you meet, everybody you see is going through something. We don't know. And sometimes, I want you to try this. Sometimes a nice hello or a smile or how you doing to people as you see them, as you traverse through your day, you don't know. Sometimes that could be the thing that helps somebody feel better about themselves. I'll tell you about a story. Something happened to me one of these days, but I won't tell you right now. I'll tell you later on. Okay. Oh yeah, and happy birthday to the president. Time for him to leave now too. At 80, I didn't know it was that old. 80 years old. Now I don't know if we got any business being president at 80 years old, but hey, he made it. So we stuck with what we got. I'm glad we got Vance in there though, because at 80 years old, you never quite know what's going to happen to you today. So, take a look at this, and then I think you'll enjoy what we have prepared for you today. And it's a great day. Again, a story of redemption, second chances, and forgiveness. And sometimes we as Americans, as human beings first and Americans second, we have a tendency to forget that somewhere along the way, somebody, if nobody but God, somebody forgave us. So today, as you go along, you get mad at people and stuff like that. Okay, just forgive people for what they do. Sometimes they don't even know they're doing it. So good morning to you. Have a great day. And I'll be back after this is over. Okay.
My grandmother became my first hero. Growing up, my grandmother never used an alarm clock. But every morning, my grandmother would wake up at 4:15. And at 4:16, her feet would hit the floor, usually right in front of my face. And that's what would wake me up. But I would lay there and I would pretend like I was still asleep, because me and 4:15 really didn't get along. But grandma would look at the back of my head. I could feel her staring at me. And then finally she would say, "Now, sugar, grandmama know you ain't sleep. You just supposed to go on and get on up and get ready for school." And my grandmother was known for saying things that would kind of make you a little angry because they made so much sense and you couldn't argue with her. Parents, there's things that when you become parents, you start to say to your own kids. Like my grandmother would say, "Now, son, you knew when you laid down there last night that you had to get up this morning. I don't know why every single morning you lay there and act surprised. You ought to be thankful that the Lord saw fit to wake you up in your right mind." But what my grandmother was encouraging me to do was simply to be grateful for the opportunity. In spite of all that I had been through in my life, she just wanted to make sure that I understood the opportunity that I've been given. My life got started, it was a little rough. It was a little rough start. I was born 2 months premature. My mother was walking up a flight of stairs, and she didn't know this at the time, but a woman she had had an argument with earlier was standing above her holding a pot of boiling water. As my mom made her way up those stairs, that woman dumped that water onto my mom and sent her tumbling down the stairs and into premature labor. She received third-degree burns to over 25% of her body. And when we were finally allowed to leave the hospital, as you can imagine, my mom was in a great deal of pain. Those burns just barely missed her face and covered most of the front of her body. So when we got home, she began taking a heavy sedative, pain medication to help her recover. when she took that medication, it was very difficult for her to watch me, so I would bounce around a lot. I'd stay with my mom for a little bit, and then I'd go stay with grandma, and I'd stay with some neighbors, aunties, and then back to my mother's house. I did that for the first 3 years of my life. When I was 3 years old, I was back at my mom's house, and I got into her purse, I found that medication, I swallowed everything in the bottle. When they found me, they rushed me to the hospital, and my heart would stop, and eventually I went into a coma. But because of that accident, because of that incident, the state of California, they did an investigation. And the conclusion that they came to was that it wasn't an accident. They removed me from my mother's home. I was made a ward of the state, and eventually I went into the foster care system. Shortly after I arrived to one of my foster homes, my foster mom, her name was Miss Alexander. Miss Alexander began locking me inside the closet with no light. She'd open the closet door, she'd kick me, hit me with a stick or a strap or whatever she had. It was while I was in that foster home that I was sexually abused for the first time in my life. And oftentimes people will ask, if that has to be the worst thing that could happen to someone. I have scars on my body that you can't see. I have a burn here on my hand that she put there with an iron. But all of that pain went away. The worst thing that Mrs. Alexander would do is she would open the closet door, she would stand over me, and she would say, "You're stupid, and you ain't gonna never amount to nothing." And that hurt me more than any of the physical kicks or the physical pain because I believed it for a long time. I believed that I would never amount to anything, just like she said. I didn't know this at the time. I found out a little bit later, but my grandmother, my hero, she had started going back and forth to court, trying to prove that she could take care of an active, handsome little boy. And eventually the state of California, they granted her full custody of me. And I'll never forget standing on Miss Alexander's front porch waiting. She had my little belongings, everything that I had. I remember standing there, it may have only been a half an hour, but it felt like an eternity, and I can remember thinking maybe no one's coming. But after a while, at the end of the block, I see the ugliest car I've ever seen in my life. And the car pulls up right in front of the porch, and I remember all I could see are these two big glasses, bifocals. And I found out later that Grandma had glaucoma. She wasn't even supposed to be driving. But she gets out of that big car, and she's got on this white floppy hat with this, it was a flower right there in the middle. And I remember she had on this long white dress that came all the way down to her ankles. And I found out later that, that was Grandma's Sunday best. It was an outfit that she only reserved for special occasions. And I can remember for once in my life feeling like I was some special occasion. I remember jumping into Grandma's arms and squeezing her, and I remember her whispering and saying to me, "Everything's okay. You're family." And everything was okay, just like Grandmother said. And I had a lot to look forward to. I found out that my mom was going to court trying to prove that she could take care of me. And I can remember sitting there with my mother, and we talk, and we had a lot of different conversations. One thing I can remember saying, "Mama, one day when I get big, I'm gonna buy you a nice house with a fireplace." I said, "Mama, one day I'm gonna buy you a nice car." Not like grandmama's, and get you a nice one. But the truth is, I just really wanted to become a family again. And that's what I looked forward to. When I was 12 years old, I was asleep on my grandmother's floor. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning. We get a knock on the door. And it was my mom's roommate. Miss Howell, come quick." Miss Howell was my grandma. She said, "Come quick, it's Ruth." Ruth was my mom. She said, "I can't wake her up. I think she's dead." And I can remember laying on that floor, kind of wishing it was, hoping that it was maybe a dream. But it wasn't. And that's how I found out that all the hopes and dreams and things that I had to look forward to weren't going to happen. I became very angry. I became confused. I was hurt. I didn't really understand what was happening. I started acting out, hanging out with the wrong people, breaking into houses, started stealing cars. I can remember not really caring what happened to me. I continued that behavior until I was 19. When I was 19, I found myself standing in front of a judge. I was handcuffed, had a chain around my waist, and my handcuffs were attached to that chain. The judge looked at me and says, "The state of California sentences you to 15 years in prison for armed robbery and assault with a deadly weapon." That day, when that door closed behind me for the first time as a convicted felon, I remember standing in that empty cell. remember my knees started to get weak and they started to shake uncontrollably. I collapsed and I fell to the floor. And I just started crying alone. I can remember hearing voices. Heard the voice of my foster mom saying, "You're stupid, you ain't gonna never amount to nothing." Heard the voice of family members and friends of family that said, "That boy's gonna end up just like his father." My father was a career criminal, he died in prison. I can remember laying there thinking to myself that this is where I'm gonna die. But here's what happened that would change my life. Shortly after I arrived to that prison, there was an educator there. His name was Charles Lyles, 6'3", ex-Marine. And I don't know what it was about me, but every time he saw me, he'd say, "Hey, Mr. Humphrey." And he had this big smile on his face, a smile that my kids would say, "That's creepy." But he smiled and he said, "Hey, Mr. Humphrey, how you doing?" He always called me Mr. Humphrey. He gave me that respect. He walked into my cell. He looked at me and he said, "Mr. Humphrey," he says, "prison doesn't have to be your life." He says, "You can get out of here and you can do great things." He started to walk away, and before he walked out of my cell, he turned around one last time and he says, "Mr. Humphrey?" I said, "Yes, sir." He says, "I believe in you." He walked out of my cell. And if he had continued to stand there, he would have seen the tears running down my face because no one had ever said that to me. But I remember thinking to myself, I'm going to make some changes and I'm going to change my life. And a little over 4 years after the day I originally collapsed and fell to the floor, I walked out of that prison on parole. That was over 18 years ago. I've never been back other than to mentor and help other people. But here's what I know. I know that when you've had a rough life, when you feel unwanted, I know that when you have hopes and dreams and when you have things that you can look forward to and when you have people in place that support you and push you, I know that that gives you a reason to live. It is a great day to be alive. And that's something that I haven't always said, but now it's something that I say to myself every single day at some point. If I'm having a great day or a bad day, that's something that I say. But what I also understand is that what my grandmother was thanking her higher power for each and every day was for the opportunity that she'd been given. And she never missed an opportunity to tell anyone that would listen, especially me, it's a great day to be alive.
It is a great day to be alive. Outstanding. I love this story every time I hear it. Now, before we get on to my main subject today, I seem like we dealt with the Tuberville thing, so I guess he is going to be the next governor of the state of Alabama. I mean, just Doug Jones is not going to beat the man. That's just not going to happen. I don't know anything about, whether, I don't know where he lived, kind of like Marsha Johnson. I don't know where they live or anything like that, but, what can I tell you? Politics is kind of rough sometimes. But somebody need to tell me what Marsha going to do so I can get my signs out there and everything so I can start running, so I can, I got to run, got to raise money and all that kind of thing, ain't got but like 45 days to do it. I mean, 45 days go like in a blink of an eye. You know what I'm saying? So somebody let me know what y'all going to do. I guess the city council is going to let us know tomorrow what's going to happen. Okay, I just want to know. That's all. I mean, if she stays, no problem. As long as she lives in the district, we good. If she don't live in the district, then I'm on it. I'm on it like a dog on a bone. Councilman Elkins. I like that sound. That sounds good. Yeah, that sounds really good. Also want to say happy birthday to the United States Army, 251 years old. Yeah, and of course I got a little history in there along with my other Army buddies. So outstanding. Happy birthday to us because we make up the United States Army. I'm just saying, it wasn't just a word on a piece of paper. Human beings had to fill those slots and sacrifice and die and shed blood all over the world. And we want to thank them for their sacrifice for the past, the present, and the future. Because somebody has to keep this country safe. Because between the transgenders and the transphobias and all the stuff, who people don't know what the hell they are, it's good to see regular people every once in a while. That's all I'm just saying. Anyway, good morning to you. Now I want to show you guys something right quick. This happened at the Montgomery Police Department the other day. Okay, I want you now. They didn't know this was going. They couldn't have known that this was going on. They just couldn't have known. There's no way in the hell they knew this was going on. Okay, so let me get this for you so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. There's no way. I don't believe the police department would ever known that this was happening. No, they couldn't have known. Okay, so anyway, look, see that fella right there? That fella right there has a. I don't really know what. If you look in the background, that is the Montgomery Police Department. Now, listen. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. But he was dancing at the police department with I forget. I don't know what kind of rifle. That looks like an AK-47 has been cut short. This was at the police department outside the thing. Okay. And that's his rap music. Okay, now see, that rap music is what it is. Nobody with God's good sense would ever do that at the police department. It's rap, probably, and a little marijuana at the same time. But let's see his exhibition one more time. Montgomery Police Department. This is called Menacing. I'm gonna take my seat to lose. Yeah, no. Okay, let's go. Yeah. Okay. That's how we get down. Rolling my body, wanna go copy the miss. Rolling my mom with a chain, I'm up in the face. Go on, that nigga. Okay, then. Hold his pants up. Boy, anyway, some of our folks, we got problems. Okay, I mean, there is no way that the only saving grace here, if that's a fake one, I can't. It looks real to me, but okay, it could be fake. I guess it could be fake. I really wouldn't know because I don't mess with guns very much anymore. I know what an M16 is and a Car-9 and a couple others and but that's about it. Oh yeah, and I know what a 22 rifle is. But now, what are y'all? I mean, look at the background right there. See right there, Montgomery Police Department. Okay, now they could not have known that this guy was out in the parking lot. He is lucky he ain't dead. Okay, I mean this is madness. Okay, I mean this is and if they'd have walked out there and shot him dead, somebody would have sweared him down. That's my baby. He wouldn't do nothing like that. Okay, I mean, okay. So the only saving grace here, that if that is a fake, and that would be a terrible thing to get shot for something that's fake. Okay, that would be a terrible, terrible thing for that to happen to that young man. Okay, there's something wrong. Maybe they putting something in the water. I don't know. Maybe it's the chicken or whatever the case may be. I just don't know. Okay, I just don't know. I just don't know. I mean, you know what? I just don't know. Why would you do that? I mean, why would you even? Why would you do that? I mean, risk your life. I mean. Do we have a generation they're just born mentally ill? Okay. I mean, I'm stupefied, that these things happen in this city. I mean, I don't know what to do, said the blind man. Okay, let me get my thing, right. Okay, hold on a minute. Let me bring you to my. Hold on a second. Nobody's hearing you yet. I got to put you on my my thingamajigger here. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Okay, Simply Days, what's up?
Mayor,
Yeah.
you doing okay today?
I'm doing fine.
Well, you know how to start the morning off, don't you, right?
Well, I'm just saying, brother. Oh, this ain't the worst of all. This ain't the worst. I got some more stuff too, and man.
Well, I'm glad you helping the city out and the mayor out with that new recruiting video.
Yeah. That what that is. I think we need some more recruits. I mean, is that a real gun he got? It looks like real to me. I don't know. It's got to be real. Why get shot on something fake?
Well, if it is real, then we got problems. But if it isn't, then he's really taking his life in his hands by portraying that as a real weapon. But I had several retired officers call me, black and white.
Yeah,
call me after viewing that video, and they all said timing is everything.
Yes, it is.
He came along at a time because back in the day, we had to warn people when they'd come down to the evidence room to get their weapon out where they'd been arrested or the weapon had been taken at a call to get it out. That we had to put a zip tie through the trigger guard, tag it, so as they exited the building, somebody wouldn't draw down on them.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you don't know what their intentions are when you see them walking down the hall.
No, and for him, it just shows you how far it has fallen. I mean, unless you were down there and unless you saw this downward spiral of any type of respect for authority, and he doesn't get it in the home. Evidently, he doesn't get it from friends or associates, but he's got to get it from, and he will, and where he'll get it from.
Oh yeah. The International School of Discipline.
Exactly. He'll be assigned a number.
Yeah.
And it won't be a draft number.
No. Won't be a new phone number either.
It won't be. It won't be his voter ID. It won't be his voter ID number.
No. Now somebody asked me. Hey, simply, somebody said, "What law did he break?" Okay.
Well,
how about brandishing?
It's called the law. Someday people are going to go to the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C., and they're going to see the little glass bell in the Smithsonian, and they're going to say, "What is that?" And that's called common sense.
Yeah. That's a bit. When you lose that one, nothing else matters.
Yeah, and it's just like there's some things that are against the law. There's some things that are morally wrong, and then there's some things that are just common sense. You don't yell fire in a crowded theater. And so if you've got to ask yourself what law is he breaking by doing that, it's the city's already lost. Yeah. But for him to have total disregard, and you know why he was doing that. I know why he was doing that, because he wanted to get hits from his friends on social media.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
But you talk and you talk about it all the time. You talked about it last week, and that word that starts with a C, culture.
Yeah. Now what's the name said it's fake news. Well, I don't know if it's fake news or not, but it sure got the Montgomery Police Department right there in it. And I know, and I go by the police department every day. So that is our police department. So I don't know what she's talking about, fake news. There's just some people who won't, even if it's right in their face, they will deny what they see. So I'm gonna leave that alone.
Well, it's all in the, it's the way you perceive it, the way you receive it. And it's just like the caller that called in last week, one of the regular callers called in last week and was talking about that it was so bad, it was so terrible the effect Trump was having on the playoff games in New York, and that he ought to be ashamed of himself, and that it was costing this and costing that. Well, guess what happened this weekend?
I don't know what all them riots cost people, but it sure cost people a lot of money. And these folks are out of control in America. I mean, some of the young generation. I mean, they have hundreds, not just in New York, but around this country, where bunch of kids getting together, teenagers, young adults getting together, rampaging cities. And then you start shooting.
Well, Trump wasn't in it. Yeah, I mean, Trump wasn't anywhere around.
No,
Trump wasn't anywhere around. No. And so now you got shootings, you got stabbings, you've got burning of school buses that were going to be used to transport people for the World Games. You've got anarchy, you've got chaos, but if you look down the major news cycle, but see, that's not as bad as Trump coming to the game.
No, that's not as bad.
So that's where we are in society. Yeah. That's how the balance now, and just like this kid doing that in front of back in the day, he wouldn't have done that in a million years.
No way.
Somebody would have snatched him up by the ear, by the seat of his britches, and said, "Are you crazy? You're gonna get yourself shot." But
yeah,
and you talk about culture, Mayor.
Culture.
They had the World Game. They had the World Games in Texas this weekend.
Oh, did they? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they're having them all over the country at different locations. Well, Japan fans were there. Their team was in it, and they left the stands spotless after the World Game opener against the Netherlands in Texas on Sunday. And spectators from Japan stayed behind after the 2-2 draw, to make sure they left the stadium as they found it, picking up litter and stuffing it into blue plastic bags. And one of the fans that was asked why they were doing it said, "It's what we do. It's part of our culture." Have a good day, Mo.
Okay, part of our culture. And I always bring that word up, culture, because it is the ingredients that make us who we are, our communities, our individual philosophies. It's all culture. And right now, we got a couple of cultures in America that need to be eradicated. I didn't say people, I said the culture does. And this kid right here was just, he really lucky somebody didn't walk out and thought he was finna shoot him and bust him one. This is crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, but getting back onto some other things. Now, I had to revisit this whole Carmelo Anthony thing. And now this is going to be a rarity. This is going to be a rarity that I do because well, I'll put it to you this way. I'm like everybody else. The child did need some. He did need some. There has to be a consequence for what you do. But the more and more I thought about this, and other people brought it to my attention, like 100 people, he may have got screw glue tattooed. Not. Well, let me give you this here right here, and I want to let you guys listen to this. And if anybody that can think logically and reasonably will have to take what this man says under consideration, because there are too many instances where things like this have happened and other people have not gotten what this kid has gotten. And I just think that it is somewhat unfair. Let me see what Don wants. Yes, Don.
This is the safest place in the world if you don't want to see cops down by the station. I had a Negro that wanted to play music for the whole damn neighborhood 2 blocks away over Saturday. And it was bang, bang, bang. It was banging my windows. I called the cops. No one ever showed up. I mean, we live in a city that's just going to hell because we don't have anybody to enforce the laws. I mean, there's no way you can take 180 cops and 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and put them anywhere. But that's what you get when you get a Negro mayor like that.
Okay. Well, would it be any difference if it was a white mayor? I mean,
yeah, I would. I think they would try to get 400 cops in the city, and cops would work for them. Why would a cop work for this mayor?
Actually,
if you could go work anywhere you want, why would you come to the city of Montgomery and work for somebody who don't give a crap about you and will not even have your back if something bad happens? Why would you work for that crap?
Again, I don't know all the nuances of what's going on in the police.
There ain't no nuance about it.
Would
you work for him if you was a cop?
Well, I mean, I had never been a cop, so I don't really know. But
I know, but you can be everything else. You can be a paratrooper if you want. You can imagine anything.
Yeah.
Imagine being a cop.
Well, I can't imagine that one because I don't have the personality for that one because my patience ain't long.
Well, we got a city in decline. It's just gonna get worse and worse. But blacks keep voting them in. Hey, what are they still trying to find out where the woman lives?
Well, what woman live?
The councilwoman.
Oh, I guess they still...
You got more Negroes calling in your station worried about Tommy Tuberville than they do a councilman in the city of Montgomery.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're going to resolve that tomorrow during the city council meeting.
Why tomorrow? Why?
Well, I mean, I don't know. That's official.
Ride over to her house and see where she lives.
Well, I'm with you. But I guess you can live 2 places if you want to, I guess.
No, you can't.
I don't know.
You can't. You either lie in one place or you're lying at the other. You told the government, you told the state that this was your home residence outside of your district.
Yeah.
So you're lying and you committed fraud to the federal government and the state government. If you're getting tax credits and all the rest of the stuff.
Well, we'll find out.
It's okay. She's black.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Color got anything to do with it.
It'll be all right.
Yeah. All right, Don. As always, it's good to hear from you. Now, I'm going to show you guys a gentleman who has made a pretty good, interesting argument about the treatment of Carmelo Anthony. And for a minute, because what I saw and what disturbed me is that a young man was killed. And then what disturbed me is that, well, the kids that were there with him, the jocks that were there with him said, well, he started it. Well, then I got to thinking, because this guy brought it out to me, somebody brought it out to me, said, well, jocks stick together. They do. They stick together. It's kind of like soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, or policemen, or we stick together. It's a fraternity of sorts. And I got to thinking, now in my days in high school, jocks stuck together, the basketball players, the football players, the soccer team. If we had a soccer team, I don't remember. I wasn't on either one of them. They do stick together. So just because they said Carmelo started it, I'm not sure anymore. But I'm going to let you look at what has happened to other people in Texas that were accused of doing pretty much the same thing. And listen, let you take your shot. And was he done wrong? Again, somebody still died. That young man still died, and somebody killed him. And that's true. But what concerns me now, giving new information, is did we hear everything, or did most of us, like myself, automatically believe what was said in the media because he's a young black male, and young black males in this country right now have a culture of reckless disregard for life. Not everybody, of course. Too many shooting. I mean, you go on Facebook every day. Everybody's fighting everybody. I mean, Waffle House is like the new wrestling ring right now. So many people. I mean, what the hell is going on? You know, everybody fight, and now it ain't no big deal to show two women fighting too. I just women. I mean, seriously, is there that much money being made on YouTube to get to? I mean, really? So we really are we willing to sell our souls, sell our sell our integrity, our honor to get clicks? I'm not. You know, I could do a lot of dumb things, but I'm not going to do that. But anyway, so listen to this guy right here, and you guys tell me whether or not he makes sense. I think he does make a little sense here. And so what we're going to do, we're going to let you guys see the man and let's see what he says. If it makes sense to you or if it makes sense to me, then let's check it out. I mean, again, I'm like everybody else. There was no excuse. At least I didn't believe if the circumstances were true as they were presented in the trial, then I didn't find any reason not to find him guilty. But as you know, as in anything, when you are confronted with the truth, then you can do two things. You can ignore it, you can believe it, but you can't change it. So let's do what this guy has to say, and y'all make your mind up, and then we'll move on to some other things. But I thought this was I thought what this young man put out here was an interesting perspective, and I've seen a couple of them. But this one I like the best. So let us y'all join me with this, and we'll see what you think.
Death of Austin Metcalf at a high school track meet. This is why Black people don't trust the criminal justice system. Let me explain. Carmelo was a 17-year-old high school student with a 3.7 GPA, captain of his track team, and no criminal record, who worked at a Foot Locker and H-E-B grocery store after school. Carmelo was sitting in a tent at a track meet last year when Austin Metcalf, a white kid, approached him and told him to leave. Carmelo was 5'11", only 160 pounds. Metcalf, the white teen, was 6 feet, 225 pounds. Words were exchanged. Metcalf made physical contact. Carmelo said he felt his life was in danger and stabbed Metcalf to defend himself. He used a simple pocket knife he was legally allowed to carry. I'm not here to convince you that he's innocent or guilty, but whether you believe Carmelo or not, the legal process was stacked against him. Carmelo was 17, but tried as an adult. All qualified Black jurors for the trial were struck by the prosecution. Carmelo's lawyers objected, and the judge, a white Republican who calls himself a conservative, overruled them. Then the jury, with no Black members, deliberated less than 3 hours, found Carmelo guilty, and sentenced him to 35 years in prison. They rejected Carmelo's claim to self-defense, but self-defense works just fine in other cases, as long as the person doing the defending isn't Black. South Carolina store owner Rick Chow was found not guilty for killing 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton. George Zimmerman was found not guilty for murdering 17-year-old Trayvon Martin in Florida. And Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty for shooting 2 people at a Black Lives Matter protest in Wisconsin. Now compare prison sentences. Carmelo, a high school teenager, got 35 years in prison. Roy Oliver, who shot 15-year-old Jordan Edwards, got only 15 years. Aaron Dean, who shot Tatiana Jefferson, got less than 12 years for manslaughter. And Amber Geiger, who shot and killed Botham Jean, got just 10 years. All those cases were decided by Texas courts in cases where white people killed Black people. When they kill us, they come up with all kinds of reasons and excuses to justify and minimize their crime. But when we defend ourselves, they throw the book at us. This is why we say Black Lives Matter, not as a hashtag, as a demand. A rich white billionaire convicted of 34 felonies who never spent a day in jail gets to live in the White House and pretend he is the world's biggest victim of weaponization in the justice system. But a Black teenager with a stellar record as a student athlete is thrown into prison for nearly twice the number of years he's been alive, and they call it justice.
That was a very
Carmelo Anthony.
That was a very interesting portrayal, story. And to be honest, now I think that that man made some points here. Again, when I first heard it, since I'm so and therein lies the big problem. We are so desensitized by the things and the culture of some of our young folks until we make our minds up. We make our minds like I did. Oh well, hell, he just another one of them folks out there shooting and hurting people. He just not. But once you dig behind the story, first of all, the 3.7 GPA is pretty good, and which means he's studying. Okay, so I asked the question: why would a short guy doesn't weigh as much as the big fella did? Okay, why would he start something? Didn't I just get done talking to you? Oh. Well, I don't know. My point was. Wait a minute. I'm letting you know. I only bring it. Okay, and Carmelo is not very far behind. But he didn't make him a police. He didn't make him. He didn't. Now, where did you get that from? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where did you get that he? Wait a minute. Where did you get that he came in there with a knife open in the backpack? He had one, but he didn't say it was open. No. You said he came in there with a knife open in a backpack. In his backpack, that's true. But you made it seem more daring, saying it was open. He opened it. Well, he opened it. Oh, hold on, let me put this thing back on. I forgot that. 'Cause I want people to make sure they hear your nonsensical thought.
You know, half the people in the tent was black, and every one of them said that that he came in there and created the problem.
Again, right? Nobody's saying that Carmelo don't.
They are saying it. That's what the Negro just sit there and said.
I'm saying he
was self-defense.
Nobody's saying that he.
And half the jury was minority.
Right?
Or y'all don't count brown people. Y'all don't count brown people when
half the jury was minority.
Convenient. Yes.
No, it wasn't. They only had 4.
How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet?
So they lying when they say it was an all-white jury?
No. Yeah, they lying.
Except for the 4
because
alternates.
Half of them were Hispanic and Asian. They are minorities.
That's white.
Hispanics, when it's popular, they're black and brown. But when it ain't popular. Listen, they're not minority, right?
Hispanics are not minority as far as black.
Oh, then why do Negroes always talk about black and brown?
Well, I don't know. I don't talk about it, so I don't care. But
when it's convenient, they like them to be a minority.
Yeah,
the little Negro came in there to murder somebody, to create a problem. He had an open knife in his backpack.
Now, you don't know that.
17 times.
You do not
know damn that. Open. Well, you think he stepped back and opened the damn thing?
They say, I heard.
How did it get open?
He opened it.
How did it get open? The crap you come up with don't even make sense.
You didn't say. I never heard it.
How did the damn knife get open? Well, you think he stepped back, pulled it out of his backpack, and opened it?
I believe that's what they said. He reached in his backpack.
No, ain't nobody said that.
Okay. Well, why would
that's why you and that other black guy are just full of it. Y'all just make up shit.
Okay. Well, whatever. You have your opinion, but again, it just doesn't meet the logic and reason sense. Does it? Why would a little guy pick on such a big guy who is in there with his compadres, football players? So I mean, I don't. Again, let's say everything they said is true. Why, looking at the history, why in the world did he get so much more time than other people who've done the same thing worse? And yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Listen, Mexicans are not black. They're not black. Okay. they're closer to white than being black. Okay, so let's not go there now. We yeah, if you see them walking down the street, you wouldn't know that they were Hispanic unless you could speak the language. Okay, that's right. That's right. They ain't black. Everybody wants to be black when it's convenient, but nobody wants to be black when it's not. Okay, I'm black. See me? I'm black. Well, I ain't really black either. I'm brown. I don't know where the black thing came from anyway. But anyway, somebody said that the young man, and again, nobody is saying that this young man did not owe recompense. He did not deserve to be punished. But if you're going to merit out punishment, then it should, and I got some more instances, it should be the same thing. And as I think about this thing and this trial, first of all, a change of venue should have been warranted. A change of venue should have been warranted for this. That way, all these questions would not come up. Okay, but the killer, yeah, he did. But again, like we just saw, there are many people in Texas who did the same thing in words and did not get 35 years. Okay, I got some more. One guy, it wasn't in this clip. One guy got probation. I mean, I don't know. And again, I could see minority. Listen, the word minority, when it's used in America, brother, it means black folks. Now, because they call gay people minorities now. Does that make them minority because they're gay? Huh? Transgenders are minorities. I mean, hell, everybody's a minority. Everybody's a minority now for something. Okay, minority used to mean black folks in America, because we were the minority, and we are still the minority, as a matter of fact, because there are more Hispanics in America than black people. So we are still the true minority in America. We are. I mean, that's just what it is. It is what it is. Nobody said they were black. They said they were a minority. Same thing. We're the true minorities. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, you may be right about that there, Daryl. There may be some conjecting going on here, but again, I believe this kid is due another trial. Again, nobody is saying that he should not have been punished for what he did. Of course he should. A young man's life is gone. But like they say in court, what were the mitigating circumstances? And I don't know if we all got the right story. I'm so unsure now. Again, I wasn't at the trial. I wasn't there. I think at least, and then you say jury of my peers. Well, I don't know. I don't really know what that means. I know the legal definition of jury of your peers. I don't know if that jury, I don't know if that jury was right. Okay. But anyway, so much for that. But anyway, it is an interesting situation. I think a change of venue was warranted in that case. And again, a young man did lose his life. Now, what we all don't know, because we weren't in that tent, we were not in that tent, and I'm taking the same thing position here. Okay, I would say Aaron Cody Smith got a closer jury of his peers than this guy did, than the young man did. I would say that. But then again, it's like, but it's like I wasn't there the night that happened, and I do believe that Aaron Cody Smith thing was the political pressure at that time because of the issue with police and the guy who got killed. I mean, they were looking for somebody to make an example out of. Okay, so I'm gonna defend, well, not defend because I can't defend anybody, but I'm gonna look at it from a perspective that I'm looking at with this kid, Carmelo. Everybody wants to go home. Everybody wants to go home, and they have a right to go home. Aaron Cody Smith had a right to go home. Mr. Gunn had a right to go. I mean, I know, but I wasn't there. I didn't see, and I don't know what happened in Carmelo Anthony. And this guy doesn't know exactly what happened either. I said, we're all going by hearsay, but it does not fit the pattern. It does not fit the pattern that this kid is a pretty good kid. You know, I mean, let's look at reason and logic. Is it reasonable for a child to never have been in trouble, and the first time he decides to get in trouble, he stabs a man in the chest? Does that sound like something that a kid who's been in trouble his whole life, and all of a sudden now he's going to elevate his prowess? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. I'm saying, make it make sense to me. I mean, why would a guy who, for all outward appearances, seemed to be, and his mother and father living together, it just seemed to be okay. There's just something that I don't know. You got to think about it. You got reason and logic, which is what my famous moniker is. Did it make sense? Okay. Does it make sense? That's all I ask. Does it make any kind of sense whatsoever? What happened? That he would elevate his I guess his well, I won't say criminal activity, because from what I understand, the guy was a pretty good kid. He's a pretty good kid, so he didn't. So what really happened? What really happens? What I ask, and I don't listen. I don't pretend to think that everybody that's black that gets go to jail is innocent. Mm-mm. And he's not innocent. He's not innocent to the extent that he did, in fact, was responsible for somebody. Absolutely. But we're talking about the punishment, and that's what we're talking about. Good morning.
Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah.
Any way possible you could kind of hook me up with Don?
Yeah, I'll call you and give you his number.
No, I want to talk to him on the phone. Could you set up a meeting with us?
We'll see. I can set up
I would love to sit across the table with him, man. It's just the way how he come on the airways, or how he talk about the black race, and it just kind of do something to me. We're in the car, coming from Chicago, and the question was asked, why do he let that white man call in and just insult black people?
Well, they've been calling me, they're telling they've been calling me and insulting me for years too. So I mean,
I know, but it just he getting a little worse now.
Yeah.
Kind of agitates me. I would just like to sit down with him.
Yeah.
And have a one-on-one conversation with him. But on the Anthony thing, Kevin, every time you bring up the Greg Gunn case, you always insinuate something else happened. You had every opportunity to go down to Dare County and listen to all of the evidence. And it just hurt me when you keep throwing that in the window. You talk about what somebody told you, when you had every opportunity to come down now and sit in on that trial.
Yeah.
Now we got an election tomorrow. It's the election next Tuesday.
I thought it was next week, the 9th.
Now you got Eric Coder Smith, a convicted killer. A convicted killer is leading the campaign for one of the persons who are running for one of the high law enforcement positions in the state of Alabama. And I would like to know what Don thinks about that. You have a convicted killer, Eric Coder Smith, that killed an unarmed black man that was found guilty by people of his peer, white people, in a white county. And you saying that it's okay? We are not concerned about that. What type of signal is that sitting in the state of Alabama? We have a convicted killer who you think that he had every right to go home. And Eric,
Well,
and
everybody's
Greg
got
Gahn
a right to go home.
Gahn was
I mean,
Greg
everybody.
Gahn had made it home. And when every time you get Mickey McDermott to come on with that fabricated, they try to put on a fabricated story on what happened to Greg Gahn that night, because Greg Gahn was not there to defend himself, but the jurors, they saw right through the fabricated story, man. It was not true on the defense that they put up. That's the reason Cody Smith was found guilty. And for you to say, oh, he wasn't a good kid, he was killed right on his front porch, man. He had made it home. He was trying to get home. And Eric Cody Smith could have went home too. But he decided to take that man's life. And every time you said it, man, it just do something to me, because you wasn't even there to even listen to all of the evidence. You respect the rule. You respect the law of the land. You claimed you do. He was found guilty.
But I also know some things that are not public.
Whatever you knew.
I also know some things that are not public. And so, first of all,
that's what his lawyer told you. His lawyer told you that.
No, actually, his lawyer didn't.
Because that's also about you speak with who would tell you anything else different, because they wasn't there. Well, the lawyer brought all the evidence to the table.
And again, I'm looking at this case the same way I'm looking at that one. I wasn't there. That's right. And just because you get found guilty, but just because you get found guilty don't mean you did it, and just because you get found innocent don't mean you did it. You did.
And you absolutely right, because I was found guilty of something that I did not do. You absolutely right. But on this case here, brother, he killed Greg Gahn. Okay. He killed Greg Gahn cold-blooded. Greg Gahn was trying to get into the house.
Okay.
And you just said something. You know, you repeated the commercial that Cody Smith is on. You just repeated that. What? Man, that man. They said in the courtroom that Eric Cody Smith would never be in line of law enforcement again. He would never be able to carry a gun. Man, to have him lead, he leading the Attorney General campaign commercial when he should be serving time in prison right now.
Well, evidently, there's some people who don't believe he got a fair trial.
Yeah, it don't make no difference. But the evidence was there. His white people convicted him. Black folk did not convict him. Good citizens.
Do you believe there was some political pressure to get him convicted?
Absolutely not. Okay. None whatsoever. They took his case outside of Montgomery and made sure that he got a fair trial. They took his case out of a black community and put it into a white county to make sure. He even had a Republican judge to make sure that he get a fair trial. He received a fair trial.
Well, last week, a man spent 39 years in prison in Alabama. He got convicted too. Then they found out he was innocent. So I know, just because you get found guilty, don't make you guilty.
But Kev, on this case, for him to say he said that the other lady in the commercial, he said the Catherine lady did not get, that was not on his side. Like he didn't do nothing wrong. And that's the case. They should vote for the J guy, because he did everything right, because he the reason that Cody Smith is out.
Well, again, you were at the trial. I wasn't, but I just know some things that I'm not at liberty to go to on the air. But that causes me pause.
I know, but it's irrelevant, because whatever evidence that you have that you thought that could have made a difference, it should have came out in the trial.
Yeah, that's true.
It didn't come out in the trial because they just told you.
Yeah.
And they know other people was not buying that. But Don, help me over, Don. Tell Don I would love to meet with him. And I'm right across the street from Church of Chicken. He can stop by my office and talk to me, because the way he talk across the airway, man, and I know all these black people listening, at least black men, I can know how they feel on the inside. Don, 322 West Fairview Avenue. Stop by and bring me something from McDonald's. Have a good day, Kevin.
Okay. All righty then. Well, again, I don't. There's some things we will never ever figure out. Yes, Don, you want to meet him?
That felon is threatened me. I don't know, about 3 times now. He's threatened to throw gas in my face. He's threatened to beat me up. I don't know. Should I worry about a felon threatening me? Should I? You
ooh.
went to the FBI when you had a felon threatening you, right?
Well, they came to me.
But he better, the felon better, you better think twice about messing with a 76-year-old man with not a whole lot to lose.
Well, maybe he just
might
wait a
lose
minute. Maybe he just want to talk to clear the air, brother.
Yeah,
That's what he want to talk for.
I listen to his ignorance all the time. Look, I need the Kevin thing here. Help me out.
Yeah.
You talk when that group, what's that? The Justice Center people, when they get a new trial for somebody, you said they were found innocent, right?
Well, in my mind, they are.
Wait, did you say the guy in Birmingham was found not?
Right. In my mind, if they let you go,
murdered
you're
the
innocent.
3 people. Huh?
If they let you go, you're innocent.
Okay, so Cody Smith is innocent then under your standard.
Well, under my standard, everything.
Is he innocent under your standard?
Well, he's not innocent of being responsible.
He is under your standard because the Supreme Court said he was innocent. He got a new trial.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Well, I guess.
See, that's where when the Justice Center says somebody gets a new trial, you say, "Oh, he was in prison for 50 years, and they found that he was not guilty."
Well, then what do you do? Wait a minute. So why did they let you out if, in fact, they think you a new trial?
You won't listen when I explain it to you. They granted him a new trial.
Right.
And after he's been in that jail for 30 years and all the people are dead, the witnesses are dead, they decide that they're not going to retry him. That's what they did with Cody Smith.
Okay, well, that wasn't what the part
The Supreme Court of Alabama let him off, and they decided not to retry him.
And why did they let him off?
There's no guarantee that he would be found guilty if they retried him, is
it? No, there isn't.
It's like 3 members of Alabama Supreme Court said he actually had a case for throwing out the case because he had a lawyer that was worth a crap.
Yeah, I remember that part of it. Anyway,
but boy, anytime you want to threaten me, that's okay, bud.
The man wants to have a conversation.
I don't have one bit of fear in your butt.
Well, so y'all didn't bring him a hamburger. He right across the street from Church of Chicken.
I wouldn't go in that neighborhood over there, but
Okay.
But if that convicted felon, everybody's a convicted felon except him. He was convicted and he was not guilty.
Yeah.
But you're a convicted felon, Boyd.
Okay then. All right. All righty then. Hey.
I don't have one bit of fear.
Kevin?
Yeah, this is he.
Yeah, I just told Don to bring me something from McDonald's that I want to have a conversation with him.
Yeah.
Now, he sit there and told you all that. Now, what's that boy name I know I hate to call again behind this stupidity, but the acting attorney general, we sat in that man's office, and that man said he was going to let Cody Smith, he was going to let Cody Smith go. He told his family that, and they wanted to know why that he was not going to be retried. They let him go because they felt that he had served his time. He would never be in a law, in an official lawful enforcement job again for the rest of his life. He will always carry that on his record. Now they let him go because this Jay guy who he's out there campaigning for, he let him go. One man the jury made a decision. And then he talking about why he felt that he didn't get a fair trial. He felt as though he did not do it. Listen to the commercial. He was found guilty because the evidence asked Mickey McDermott, his attorney, your friend, he was found guilty. He should be serving his time. They let him go.
Yeah. But again, I just told you, wait a minute. I just told you that the guy spent 39 years in prison. He got found guilty too. Then they let him out.
But one person, Republican, they out there campaigning on that he was not treated because they want to back the blue. He was not treated fair. Now you don't back the blue like that. They have so many good law enforcement officers out there that they could have used in a commercial to bag the blue. But he is definitely not one of them. Have a good day. 322 West Fairview Avenue, Don.
Yeah. All righty then. Don't forget our sponsor, which is One Stop Wireless and Bill Pay Center. So if you have a bill to pay, water bill, light bill, whatever, you can go down there and pay with those guys. But more importantly, they are a mobile phone store and they sell internet access. They got cell phones, all kinds, Apple, Google, Samsung, you name it, they got it. And they are pretty, they're pretty good folks down there. Okay. You need to go down there and see them. And they're located on the corner of Coliseum Boulevard and Atlanta Highway. As a matter of fact, I believe that the address is 3445 Atlanta Highway in Montgomery. That's right on the corner of Atlanta Highway and Coliseum Boulevard. Okay. Also, they got this box you can buy now. You can have wireless all over the house. You can put it in the car with you, as long as you got power to it, and you can be on the internet the whole time you're in the car with the kids when you go to vacation. You need to go down there and see those guys. So I'm just telling you, good folks. 320-2988, 320-2988. One Stop Wireless and Bill Pay and more. Mobile phone store located at 3445 Atlanta Highway. That's in Montgomery. And here's a nice thing they do that nobody else does. Let's say you got a cell phone sitting at the house. You had it at the house for a while now. You don't know what to do with it. It's just sitting in the drawer. They can turn that phone on for you. Doesn't make any difference who had it before. Okay, you don't have to pay the old bill and nothing like that. You just got to pay your bill to them when they turn it on for you. Okay, I'm just telling you. So go in the drawer, get all them nice phones that you didn't get, you stuck it to somebody on, not a problem, and go down there and let One Stop Wireless turn that phone back on for you. No sense buying a new one, chasing technology like I used to do. I can't believe I got a Apple phone 15. I decided when I bought that phone, I'll stop chasing technology, because all I want to do is say hello, take a picture, and send a text. That's it. All the rest of that stuff phones do. Well, the flashlight does come in handy every once in a while. Okay. And the GPS comes in handy, but all phones got that. All phones got the same thing for the most part. Okay. I'm just saying. So anyway, give these guys a call, 320-2988. They're open at 9 o'clock. Again, take your phone. If you got an old phone in your, because I had a Note in there I bought, and I take it down there to them, seriously, and it's on, and I still use it for my little business. I still use that Note for my little business, and it works fine, and it's cheaper. So you can go from I think $25 to $30 total your month bill for your internet service on your phone. Okay, if you already got one, $25 to $30, and you good to go. Okay, and again, if you got a phone in there that's in the drawer, under the bed, wherever it's at, you gave it to your dog to chew on or something like that. Don't do that. Take it down there. Give one. If you got a grandchild, you can let them have that phone, and that way they wouldn't keep bothering yours. Okay, all they want to do is watch YouTube or something anyway. Okay, I'm just telling you, for $25 to $35 a month for service, you cannot beat it. Great folks. So take them old phones in your house. Let's get them back working again. It's like a man been in the house that don't work. You don't want him. You want him to work. Get him, make him work. Well, let that phone work for you too. Give it to the grandkids or somebody like that. My grandkids already got one, so except Chosen. I don't know. His mama don't think he needs a phone yet, but I might sneak him one. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, look for him at the corner of Atlanta Highway in right next to the Shell gas station in the same building. And go down and get your phone. Get you a great phone. Those guys are really good. I took my phone from here to Indiana, worked all the way up Interstate 75, 85, however them highway. I went up 65 to, I don't know where I went. I was so scared to drive and during that time. All I did was held the steering wheel real tight. But when I got there and I started looking at them windmills, I said, what country am I in? All these windmills. I didn't know Indiana had a bunch of windmills, but they got a bunch of them. They got a bunch of them up there. But anyway, give them a call. 320-2988, and get them old phones out the house, and let's put them in use. The grandkids need a phone. Okay, no sense buying them an iPhone or anything like that for $2,000. Let them buy the $2,000 phone you got now. Let them go. Okay, these guys can turn it on for you. Seriously, they can. They did mine. Okay, not that I stuck it to anybody or anything like that, but sometimes you have disagreement with these phone companies. Bill keep going up. They tell you it's going to be one price, and then it ain't another price. Well, you don't have to worry about that. Okay, with One Stop Wireless, the bill is the same every month. It doesn't change. And every time you're going to ask them why the bill go up, they give you some excuse. Well, that's for this and that's for that. No, at One Stop Wireless, whatever that bill is, that's what that bill is every month. Okay, so go see them. Give them a call, 320-2988, 320-320-2988. Area code 334-320-2988. One Stop Wireless. And if nothing else, give them a call, tell them you heard about them on the show, and that way they know that I'm looking out for them. Okay, so I'm just looking out for them, and tell them if you ever need some more cell phone service, you're coming over there to get it. Okay, that's all I need you to do. Okay, let's see now. Camilla tells me she's gonna put me on Epstein Island. Well, what do you want to do that for? I don't even like islands. I lived on one of the biggest, prettiest islands that there are, called Honolulu. Why in the world I didn't like that one that much, except it's great scenery. But other than that, and I went to Maui, Big Island, Kuhalave. I mean, I went to every island over there. When I was stationed at Fort Island. So I went over there too. I don't need to go to nobody else's island. All the islands look pretty much alike. What I need another one for? Come on now, give me a break. Let me see now. As a matter of fact, Hell America's an island somewhat. Well, not really, but close to it. California's an island. All we got to do is cut California off of America, and boy, we'll be a great nation. But not as long as we got California, we going to be up the creek. Okay. The president turned 80 years old the other day. I think it's time he is showing some like Biden, not as bad as Biden, but he is showing some wear and tear of 80 years old. I can't say that he isn't. I'm glad we got Mr. Vance there, because if he got to take over, I trust Vance. I trust Vance, so we good. I'm good. All right. I don't trust no Democrats, but I trust Mr. Vance. Okay, I trust him. And Vance, for the most part, as little as he's talked about, is the quintessential example of what you can do, what you can be, if you put your mind to it. Yeah, he is. His mother was on drugs. He went to school. He got his degree. Worked hard, and now Vice President of the United States, the second in line for the presidency of the United States. And if he's run for president, I'd probably vote for him. Yeah, I'd probably vote for him, unless there's a good brother running, which I can't think of any brother right now. I'd vote for. That ain't it, because I don't know any. Well, maybe the guy. Finna become governor of Florida, because there nothing wrong having a black man as president, as long as he's thinking right. As long as he's thinking right, we'll take him. All did on Epstein Island was go fishing. His conviction won't be overturned. Whose conviction won't be overturned? Yeah, I don't know. Again, I wasn't there. And it's an amazing thing to me. Now, and here's what's amazing to me about Montgomery, Alabama. I've been bringing up the Whitehurst case for years. And we know he was killed by the Montgomery Police Department, not the people in there now. And everybody said, well, that happened a long time ago. Well, that doesn't mean that what happened to that family, who are still here in Montgomery, don't need some recompense. Doesn't need to be, money won't bring their dad back. 53 years ago, it happened. And it's a case that nobody wants to talk about. But we want to talk about this one here. And listen, all life is important. So let's not think that we don't. All life is important. Okay. Well, I don't know anything. And again, I don't know about Bud's. I don't know anything about that. 1930, 1920, whatever it was. I don't know anything about that. I didn't get here to 1957. Okay. I was alive when Bernard Whitehurst was killed by the Montgomery Police Department. And a lot of people lost their job, and nobody went to jail. So we haven't figured that one out yet. And we're trying to figure out this one out. Everybody know what happened to that man. Okay. Now you're right about that. This whole Big John trial. This is quite confusing. Why? Yeah, he told me about it. But again, 1920. 1920. I mean, listen, I'm a black man. I don't know. They wouldn't even let me talk to that brother in 1920. Okay, so I mean, I that was a different time, different place. I don't know anything about it, but that's that is Bud's project. See if you can get some payback. Yeah, if you can prove, we can prove what happened to Bernard Whitehurst. Okay, we can prove what happened. But the federal judge says, because Mr. Watkins took him to federal court for a violation of his civil rights. And the judge looked at him stoically, evidently, from what I understand, and said, dead people don't have rights. And clinically, I guess the judge was right. That's a terrible thing to say to somebody, but I guess he was right. So if you throw a gun down after I'm already dead, then you did not violate my rights. Well, that's what they said. I love to talk to if anybody hear this, I would love to talk to Donald Watkins. How do you lose a case like that? I'm not a lawyer, but police shoot a man in the back. Okay, we can prove what happened in federal court. Okay, yeah, oh yeah, they denied. I guess they denied the thing, but we also can prove that they shot the man in the back. That's murder. I mean, that's murder. That's what that is. And I don't because if it were not murder, why did they try to hide it? As a matter of fact, Myra McPherson, you look her up on the internet. She was on the show with me one day, and she told me that she couldn't believe her ears when the radio traffic says we done shot another nigga. So not only did we have the wrongful death of a person and the dehumanization of him just added to that tragedy. We done shot another nigger. That came from the Montgomery Police Department radio traffic. Okay, so if I ain't forgot it, and I wouldn't even hear, I know people here ain't forgot it. What's up there, Duke?
Duke, I got my Frank crayon thing for curmudgeon this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Coloring crayon question for him. Mr. Curmudgeon, if Big John, the sheriff that got killed,
mm-hmm.
if he was black, no, he was black. If he was white and a black boy shot him, would this black boy be moved around to different little places and just sitting in a regular jail, curmudgeon? Answer that one question for me this morning. If the officer was white and the murderer suspect was black, could you help me out on that one, Calvin, a little bit though?
Well, I can't help you out on that one. It does seem.
What do you think? If the officer was white and a black boy killed that white police officer, would a little black ass be stored away in a little jail somewhere and Macomb County or somewhere?
I don't believe that it would take 5 years to get it to trial. I don't believe that. But. Yeah.
So I want curmudgeon. I did a coloring crayon one for you. Whichever color you want me to, use for you, Mr. Curmudgeon. But I'm going with red. I used a red one this morning for you. I just picked one for you. Call back and give me that answer, sir.
Don't make him call back. I'm good. Okay. Yeah. Wait. He can call back and answer that question if he wants to. Yeah. That's an interesting question. I mean, it's taken way too long to get this guy to go to trial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Seems like if somebody white gets shot, it travels across the world.
And another thing,
Trump may have gotten that news if that would have happened. Trump would have said, "You got this colored boy from Alabama. One of these blacks, let me say it right. One of these blacks shot a sheriff down there."
Yeah. Okay. Hey, appreciate it. Let me grab this one. Interesting. But it is taking a long time for him to go to trial. The Constitution says you have a right to a speedy trial. What's going on there, Simply Days?
Well, since how you are negotiating luncheon dates, could you negotiate with me with 50 Cal Joe, and I'll bring a can of Spam and meet him at his office.
I will. He's listening, so yeah. You want me to give me your number?
Yeah, man, and I'll bring the. Of course, he might not like Spam. I'll bring the caviar because I know attorneys. They like
those guys. Those guys eat good. Yeah, they don't. But I'm a Spam guy myself. So okay.
Well, you can survive when all the other folks are running around screaming and hollering. You can survive on that can of Spam and a jar of peanut butter.
Or catch a rat like the cats do and cook that son of a gun. Either way it goes.
There you go.
I'll be good. Yeah.
There you go. Hey, you talked about somebody give you a reason why somebody that never been in trouble before would do what he did.
Right. I mean, you would think normally there's a trail,
with certain cases, but if you work enough criminal cases, if you work enough homicides, murder investigations, what you will find is that you never, ever know what somebody's thinking. And even you, Mayor, if all the conditions are right, you can commit a murder.
Well, I agree.
That's why.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's why a good seasoned veteran detective, they call them investigators now. That's why you don't listen to people that say, "Oh, I know him.
Mm-hmm.
He's my baby boy. He would never do anything like that," because you don't know what somebody's thinking.
But there must be some motivating factor. I mean, people just don't wake up and say, "I'm going to kill somebody."
No, all the conditions have to be right. All the conditions have to be right. And just like we talk about with Cody Smith, he didn't get up that morning and say, "I'm going to go kill."
Right.
All the conditions were right. And just like with him, he made this guy in Texas, this kid in Texas, could have cut him on the arm. He could have cut him on his face, put his brand on him, stabbed him in the leg, any of those options. But he went for the kill shot. He went for the kill shot and stuck it through his chest into his artery.
But does that indicate though fear? Does that indicate fear? Because I'm pretty sure he's probably not a what do you call those people with the body? I'm pretty sure he probably in science class probably understand, but anatomy, you'd have to purposely try to stab somebody in the heart is unlikely. It was a response to something motivating. To me that he went to center mask, and because to me it indicates fear. What say you?
Well, it indicates to me impulse. It indicates to me that in that moment, and that's why I say anybody's capable of murder if all the conditions are right. In that moment, and it's just like, when someone says, "I'm going to kill you," when someone says, "I'm going to set your house on fire," they've already done that once, Mayor. They've already taken a snapshot in their brain of them doing that, and now they're just waiting for what?
The opportunity.
Opportunity justification. And in his mind, that kid was justified in sticking him into his chest cavity for whatever reason. And just like the caller earlier said, he sat in on the case in Opelika. You got to read the case file and you got to read trial testimony to know all of the details.
Well, or at least the stated details.
Yeah, but everybody's treated differently. Rich folks are treated differently than poor folks. Pretty people are treated differently than ugly people.
Ain't that the truth?
But but there's the longest criminal case in Atlanta history, and the clip you played of the guy talking about, Trump was convicted felon and all that, and all this, in the same setting in Atlanta, a guy by the name of Jeffrey Williams, aka
one of
Young Thug.
Yeah.
Young Thug was involved in a career RICO racketeering. He ran the streets of Atlanta with drug, violence, force, sexual assault. He had 25 to 30 people working for him. They charged 17 other people in the case. And he was given a 40-year sentence in federal court. And the federal judge wouldn't let them bring up the state murder charges because they said it had nothing to do with the RICO thing. So those cases weren't brought up. But he was given a 40-year sentence, and then he served 5 years, and it was commuted to time served. So then he was given 15 years probation with 7.5 years requiring active reporting. Everybody's not money always talks. It always has. He had high-priced attorneys. He got the right judge in the right setting, and he's walking the streets again to do more crimes.
Yeah,
and
I hear you.
And the system is not perfect. The system's not perfect, but people are treated different for a whole host of reasons.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do certain crimes, there's certain states you might not want to do them in.
Yeah,
Texas is wrong.
You're probably right. But let me ask you: you don't have any reservations about the way Anthony was sentenced? You don't have any reservation about that, given what we know now about some of the other folks who killed people and who didn't get anything close to what he got. You don't have any reservation about that?
If he was my relative, yeah, I would. But there's an opportunity for Anthony to redeem himself. There's an opportunity for him to get out in 15 years. But the other part of that has no opportunity.
Well, that's true too. But
there's no opportunity on that side. But I just think that we need to read the case files. It's just like the O.J. Simpson case. How many black men in Los Angeles get convicted of murder, go to trial, and nobody cares? But because O.J. Simpson was a Hollywood elite, had friends on the Los Angeles Police Department, was even given a gun by a captain with the Los Angeles PD, was a player in that circle of high influence and money, O.J. was treated different. He had the money, he had the means to hire as many attorneys as he wanted. So the justice system, it's not fair.
So, which it goes back. What does the word justice mean?
Well, I guess beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I guess justice is in the eye of the beholder. But I mean, I've seen too many cases I've been involved in too many cases. It's just like domestic violence homicides. You can kill your wife, and they'll give you a 20-year sentence with probation, and you're out in 10 years. I mean, I've been involved in too many. I mean, and you try to figure a right or wrong, a rhyme or reason. But all I'm saying is that people get off for a whole host of reasons. People get lesser sentences for a whole host of reasons. And just like with Trump, he brought up Trump in that courtroom. And well, look at him and Biden. You know, Biden did the same thing he did, and they said he was too old to prosecute.
Yeah, they did say that. Yeah, and Clinton.
Look at Biden's son. Look at Hunter Biden. Look at him.
Yeah.
How many guys have been popped that I've arrested for having a gun, forbidden person status, and went to prison? And how many people did Biden get locked up under his bill, but yet his son got under the tent?
That's
so
true.
The system's not fair. It's not fair, Mayor.
It ain't fair. Hey, appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Got to take my 3-minute break. I'll be back. Uno momento. So don't you guys go any place. We got a couple more things to talk about. President's 80 years old. I'm trying to figure. Should we have a age limit on being the president of the United States? I don't know. I think 80 ought to be it. We'll be back. All righty then. We are back. All right, that'll work right there. What else? Okay. Oh, again, yes, Don.
Willie wants to talk about the Big John Trail. Did they name a trail after him?
He said trial.
No, I know how to spell. Trail is trail.
Oh, okay.
So he must have named it. But El Duque wants to do the what if. You ready to do the what if?
Go ahead.
Let's have a white sheriff in street clothes with an unmarked car go up to a young black male car and tell him to turn his music down. You think that's ever happened in Lowndes County? Somebody tell him, look, and somehow the sheriff's side said he'll just put his arm in the window and pull out his keys, and the young black male shoots him. You think that guy that was on that you showed this morning wouldn't be defending the young black male? And then your son, the white sheriff's son, comes out shooting at you from the store. How does that work? You think they would be you think the blacks would be supporting the young black male?
Well, I couldn't answer that. You know, I wouldn't know.
Hey, when I take that cheeseburger over the board, is he in his $1 billion building yet?
I don't. Why don't you call him up?
Well, he said they were doing everything in the world. He was going to invest $1 million to build a building over there.
Mm-hmm.
Is he in it yet, or is he still in a house?
I don't know. I haven't been over there in a while. I don't know what he.
I would go over there, but you know what I'm afraid of? I'm really afraid of.
What's that?
Getting into some sort of dope problem. You know, the police. You remember him calling in and said the police planted dope on him.
Okay.
I don't want to be over there if they're planting dope on people.
Yeah, I understand. I got you.
Did they ever bring that one to trial? Boyd's dope thing where the police planted the dope on him?
Why did you call him and ask him?
Will he have a phone number?
Of course, he got a phone number. It's in the book.
Well, I'm gonna go over there with the cheeseburger when he gets the $1 billion building in place.
All right. Well, I'll let him. I'll let him know that. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. All right then. It's been an interesting day, President 20. Now tomorrow I'm going to find out, am I going to be running for the city council or not? Okay, I just need to know. Are we going to let, or Marche going to figure out a way how to convince people that she still lives in District 3? Okay, because I live in District 3. I checked on the map the other day. Yeah, there's no doubt I live in City Council District 3. Councilman Elkins. I like that. That's yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be in people. They're going to think I live with them. That's right. I'm going to be out there working for the people. Yes, Mr. Attorney.
Yeah, I'm going to make a couple of corrections that one of the callers said earlier. Trump's prosecution was not that he took classified documents with him. Presidents do that all the time when you move it out of the White House. That's not the issue. Nobody's been prosecuted under that because there's no intent. The problem was when they went and asked for them back, you got them, not giving them back, and he lied to a federal agent about giving them back and didn't. That's what the problem was. The problem was in taking them. I mean, there is an issue taking them, but no one gets in there because they understand it's a chief executive.
Right.
People are going to possess these things.
Right.
Okay, so they're not doing that. So it was the lie. Okay, so we'll get that straight. As far as Hunter Biden was concerned, Hunter Biden was prosecuted. His dad didn't stop that prosecution. Could have, but certainly didn't.
Well,
and he got what he got.
I know, but we
now all the other stuff people talked about. There's other conspiracy theories from all these conservatives on Fox News and all the other garbage, InfoWars and all that nonsense, just flat out lies. If you got something, bring it. But nobody can prove that someone had some actual evidence of a crime and didn't do it. They say he was making money off of his dad. If people want to put him on a board because of the connections, that's not a crime. If it is a crime, then what do you think Donald Trump Jr. is doing and Jared Kushner is doing?
Is it unethical, though?
Wait, hold on. No one's talking about that grifting. Hold on. No one's talking about that. I don't hear Republicans and conservatives talking about that grifting, okay? Which is clearly using the influence of the office to get $2 billion in the Trump crypto coin with Saudi Arabia in exchange for what? Military assistance? I mean, you got a whole bunch of crap right there. That's right in your face. No one's talking about that. Now, like, again, if somebody wants to put him on a board thinking they can get something out of that, that's not criminal, okay? Be clear about that. That's not criminal whether the Republican does it or the Democrat does it.
But it does have the look of impropriety.
Well, I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
But people, because of who their parents are, who their siblings are, aren't forbidden, aren't prohibited from making a living, okay?
Right.
Now, there's a fine line in that. You can't do, because the ethics would do that, but you can't use your office or when you're connected with somebody, for instance, like my brother's mayor, I don't do any work for the city.
Right.
I can't get any contracts. None of that stuff happens. Okay. When he's probate judge, I never took a case. None of that stuff happened because there are conflicts of interest and they're ethical.
Ooh, wait a minute. Hey, hang loose, Joe. I'll be right back with you. I hit the run. Hey, who's this?
Hey, this boy.
Yeah. Quickly.
I know I don't do this. I guess I got a lot of time on my hands. You know, about 6-7 years ago, I said that guy that wanted to throw the gas on Don, I should have let him did it. And he that's what I said. I thought he was a good person because he was hanging around black people, man.
Yeah. Hey.
But he is definitely a cold-blooded racist, man, and he let it be known. So I asked him that I would love to meet with him, and don't worry about the $1 million building. I'm just saying that this guy got a problem, and all these your black callers, especially your black man, they allow him to come on and disrespect the whole black race. So I would love for him to come up to 320. Don't worry about no dope. You just bring me a hamburger when you come, and I have you a cold beer or something. I'm 3322 West Fairview Avenue. And you got to stop coming on here and making these racist slurs, man. It don't make no sense. He's a stone-blooded redneck is what he is. And it's coming out. At least some of your other callers, they may be racist, but this guy here, he's going way over. He's going over the state line with his conversation, man. Yep. And other people listen to this stuff, and it don't make no sense. 322 Don, or you can call me 334 area code 263-1035. Or leave your number out on the Facebook. Leave your number there, and I'll give you a call and try to see what we can do to try to tone your rhetoric down because you're getting a little bit overboard. Yeah, have a good one. And I'll be at the city council meeting tomorrow too. And Kev, you need to call in to get on the agenda. Yeah, and let them people know that because we will be down there tomorrow to speak as well. But you need to go ahead on and place yourself on the agenda now before 12, just in case she show up. Because if she show up, she's gonna be out of order. But what I'm hearing that they're running an investigation, and it may take up to 45 days. And after the investigation running in court, and then they're going to make a decision. But Marche is prolonging it. Yeah, she knows exactly what she did, and she need to go ahead on and step down so we can get you or somebody else up in that seat, man. Have a go.
All right, appreciate it. Let me see. I gotta call my friend back right quick here because I don't know. Let me see here now. Where'd he go? There you go. There you go, right there. Okay, there you go. Hey, never let it be said. Never let it be said that I'm the only talk show guy that'll call you back.
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that. Well, I did call you back. I mean, come on. So,
and I appreciate you doing that. My point was that there's a fine line of simply making a living and then breaking the rules of ethics and using your office for personal gain. And I think that always has to be watched. But I just noticed the lack of interest and outrage with Trump's sons and his son-in-law and the billions of dollars they're making off cryptocurrency through their father. I mean, this is the biggest grift this country has ever seen. No one's saying anything about it. And it is problematic. It's problematic when you have the country.
But the president's not in charge of
intellectual secrets.
Right, but the president's not in charge of cryptocurrency.
No, he's not in charge of the president. The president has knowledge of a lot of things.
But so does everybody in Congress.
For a lot of things, and he can leverage.
But so did Pelosi and all these people who become millionaires because they had prior knowledge. How are you going to put all the Congress in jail?
It doesn't purify it. And of course, there's insider trading in Congress. Everybody's known, but every time the Democrats try to pass the law to stop the Republicans block it. You go, and the congressional record will show that. Well, ask yourself that question. But irrespective of that, I'm talking about this obsession with Hunter Biden, and by conservatives. It's just ridiculous. Hunter Biden was a drug addict, probably still is. I don't think you ever get past that.
But I will admit
whatever
to you,
his issues were,
I think
he dealt with that.
If I'm the president of the United States and my son gets caught and I can do something about it, I do something about it too. As a matter of fact, I would have been disappointed in Biden had he not tried to help his son. I mean, if your parents,
well, you're sorry, Daddy, if you don't.
Yeah,
you're sorry, Daddy, if you don't. And what I fully expect to happen, is Donald Trump will pardon his son before he leaves. Now you watch that.
His son for what?
But I want to hear conservatives. You'll see when the pardon comes out.
Okay.
You'll see when the pardon. You'll see when the pardon comes out. Oh, I don't want to say this. Now I don't have any proof, but I know con men and I know criminals. I mean, there's no them. That's 30 years of criminal law. I know them, and Donald Trump has shown what he is. And there's no question that criminal laws are being broken. He's got to put it together. But he will do that because they're making too much money off the presidency.
Okay. Well,
so,
everybody's ever been president and made money.
Well, Kevin, it was this. If you like I said, you always bring things down to the lowest common denominator.
But Obama and them are worth almost $60, $70, $80 million now. Come on,
and there are legitimate ways to do that. I'm not saying
selling books and nobody buy.
Well, somebody's buying, he's making money off of it. I've got no problem with the book and your experience. Okay. That's no big deal. But you're Jeff from Qatar. What are you going to do? What are they going to do with that? You think where's that going to be?
Like Clinton, when the Clintons, she had a book, hell, nobody wanted to read it, but they got a whole lot of money for them. Them books went in the trash.
Look, one of this fine, and you avoided what I'm saying, which is that jet from Qatar violates the emoluments clause. It does. It's a gift. President can't accept that.
Okay.
But he did. Congress has said nothing, and that's why the Congress is going to flip. Yeah. And you'll see some different things in the Congress because the Congress has abandoned its role as a check on the executive branch. Yeah. This Congress is feckless. It is weak. It is nothing but a rubber stamp for the president. It is nothing. Okay. The only thing preventing this country from being in the autocracy right now are the courts. That's the only thing. Because the Congress ain't worth two dead flies right now in its leadership. There's nothing that Donald Trump can tell. Donald Trump can tell the Congress and conservatives that Easter comes on Wednesday and these fools will repeat it. They'll declare it. So that's how stupid they are. No. And they'll do it. But people, like I said, people will get into it, but we can get into some of the other things he's done. I'll say that because it's after 9 o'clock. We gotta go.
Okay. Appreciate it. Wow. Okay, then let us let me see. Take one more. I ain't taking no more calls, but I want to leave you guys with this guy right here because he's an interesting fella. Okay, I want to leave you with this guy one more time. This guy is doing a jig at the Montgomery Police Department, not across the street from it, not a mile from it, but he's actually in the Montgomery Police Department. He is in the driveway, in the parking lot of the Montgomery Police Department, and he is. Well, I'll show you what he's doing, and I got to tell you, that's kind of it's kind of it's kind of weird. I'll just put it to you that way. It's kind of weird that way. Can I get him? Oh, there he is right there. Okay, there he is right there. Let me see if I can get him. Where'd he go? Okay, I can't seem to get him. All right, then. Well, I had him for a second there. Okay, now let me see if I can get him. Okay, because I got to leave you with this site right here. Okay, I got to leave you with this site right here. So let me put him on the screen for a second. Stop screen. Put that there. Share the screen. Okay, now. Okay, now. Okay. Well, I can't seem to get him at the moment, so I'll just let him go. Well, hold. Get the whole window. Hold. Do the whole window. Okay. There he is right there. See, there he is right there. Okay. Okay. I can't seem to get him. It's one of them days. Never mind. I can't seem to get him. Okay, well, never mind. Oh, wait a minute. I got to get this. I got to. The people who haven't seen this, yeah, I got to show you this because this is crazy. Now, this is a guy that is sitting at the Montgomery. He's at the Montgomery Police Department, and he is dancing up a storm with a gun. Well, this ain't no gun. This is I guess this is considered a long rifle or something like that. Whatever it is. But anyway, let me see if I can get him on here this time. Because I got to leave you with this morning. Oh, here he is right here. There he is. Okay, now let's see if I can get him now. Okay. Okay, can I get him now? Okay, can I get him now? Okay, y'all just got to see this. If you haven't seen this, you need to see this, and then I'm gone. Okay, you just got to see this. I mean, this don't make no sense. Okay, there he is right there. Okay, making all kind of noise and at the Montgomery Police Department. That's him.
Hello. There's another
I don't know what that rap music is, but this is the guy. See, it's that rap music. Is what it is. It's that rap music. What we need to do is ban rap music. We need to ban rap music, and we'll be all right. Okay, we get rid of that crap out of our communities. I'd rather they spend the whole day smoking marijuana than listening to that crap. Okay, because this is what got this guy right here. Lucky he's still alive. Okay, lucky he's still alive. He just don't know. I'll leave you with this one. Yeah, who's gonna get in the back of his shirt anyway? Cumberland or something like that. Now, see, he gonna mess around and get shot because he can't hold his hands up and shoot at the same time. Okay, and if you look in the background right there, it says Montgomery Police Department. Oh well, my time is up. I guess it's time to go. Okay, enough of that. Okay, so it's time to go, and I just thought I would, share that with you one more time. Z don't listen to rap. Z actually listens to Bruno Mars and stuff like that. I don't know who that song is. The song he was listening to was on fire. Yeah, it was on fire. We all take some fire to it. Anyway, time's up. But I have to give you the lessons of life today. And the lessons of life today is this. You must understand this. If you are to succeed, the same boiling water that softens the potato hardens the egg. It is what you are made of and not your circumstances. Okay, leave that one. I think I got there. I think I put that on here someplace. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. You must understand this if you're to succeed in life. The same boiling water that softens the potato hardens the egg. It's what you're made of, not your circumstances. Okay? So, and word of the day is wordsmith, a skilled user of words. That's my middle name. So now just call me Wordsmith. I'm good to go. Okay. Anyway, no one in town uses words as eloquently as I do. Okay? Because I am a wordsmith. Okay? I can confuse you. I can dazzle you. I can make you think I'm the smartest guy in the world, or the dumbest, depending on how my mood is that day. All right, I gotta go. Man, I tell you what, it's been a great day to be with you guys today. So we appreciate you, and hopefully the good Lord says the same. We shall be back tomorrow. That's a Southern thing. I know it's supposed to be tomorrow, but since I happen to be in Alabama, it's tomorrow. Okay, we will see you on tomorrow. And remember, falling down never makes you weak. It only makes you weak if you stay down. the only way to get strength is keep getting up each and every time you fall. So the word of the day is, the lesson of the life today is, keep getting up. Fall down, that's fine. Just don't stay down. Okay? See you later. Have a great day.
Grateful heart with such sweet ease. Thank you, Lord, for every breath I take, for the love that heals and the joy you make in the tapestry of life. I see your grace, every moment filled with your warm embrace. Through valleys deep and mountains high, your faith a beacon in the sky. Every trial.
Oh yeah, I wrote this song, me and AI. This song. Nobody can nick me for it. All right. Good song, good song.
Thank you,
All right.
Lord.